This short film will discuss to what extent 5 years of war impacted children's ability to gain an education in Yemen. The civil war in Yemen began in 2015 after President Hadi failed to deal with various problems, including militant attacks, corruption, food insecurity, and continuing loyalty of many military officers. An article published by the BBC in 2019 discusses how the Houthi Shah Muslim rebel movement were able to take advantage of President Hadi's weakness and rise above him, forcing him to give up control and exile abroad. The conflict then began to intensify due to Saudi Arabia and other Sunni Arab states, backed by the US, UK and France, began airstrikes against the rebel movements with the declared aim of restoring Mr. Hadi's government. Since then, rebel groups have continued to fight against the Saudi-backed government, resulting in what the United Nations describe as the world's worst man-made humanitarian crisis. There's now 80% of the population in need of humanitarian assistance, including an estimated 7.4 million children. And due to the growing conflict and tension in Yemen, it is unclear as to when the education system would start to rebuild and be better. More than 3 million people have been displaced since the war started in 2015. Due to the intensifying conflict, the education system in Yemen has been completely destroyed. The United Nations assessment confirmed that over 2,000 schools are no longer fit for purpose due to physical damage caused by ongoing conflict. The schools are being occupied by armed parties, destroyed by airstrikes, and are sheltering IDPs. The United Nations have identified 95 attacks on schools between 2015 and 2017. The destruction of schools is making it increasingly difficult for children to gain an education. Even with the small amount of schools still available, children struggle to attend due to fear for their safety. Yemen now has one of the worst affected education systems in the world. Thankfully, there is still hope for the children of Yemen. Several charities are working hard to try and make a difference to the environment surrounding the children. UNICEF are one of the leading charities working day and night to overcome the negative impacts children have faced due to the conflict. They have delivered tons of nutritional supplies for children, and they continue to support nutrition centres and train staff. Over 450,000 children have been able to access psychosocial support in safe, child-friendly spaces. In the hopes to try rebuilding education, UNICEF has provided schools and distant learning opportunities to as many children as it can. So far, they have supported over 150,000 children with access to learning. Save the Children, War Child and Sabre Relief also play a huge role in rebuilding the education system for children of Yemen. All of these charities provide the children with new opportunities to learn. They help to rebuild schools, train teachers, provide safe spaces to learn and ensure all children have access to educational materials to support their learning. Additionally, they support children's lives outside of school by providing them with medical and financial aid, psychosocial support and nutritional supplies. The charities work around the clock to ensure the children in Yemen are still given the opportunity to gain the education they deserve. It is vital that people recognise the importance of rebuilding the education system within war-torn countries. Firstly, receiving an education is the birthright for every child. Therefore, all children should be given the opportunity to gain access to an education in a safe and stable environment without the fear of being exposed to danger. Sabre Relief state that we must keep the younger generation up to date so they may provide solutions and fresh ideas to society. This secures a stronger, healthier and safer community. By allowing the children in Yemen access to education, it provides hope for their futures and the future of the country. Alan Smith and Tony Vox believe education is an essential tool for human development and the eradication of poverty. Missing out on the opportunity to gain a proper education is not just a loss to the individual, but it also impacts on the social capital and prevents society from recovering from the conflict. If children are given a second chance to gain a full education, they will be given the opportunity to make a difference in their community, as they will have knowledge and understanding of the world around them, and they will know how to make a difference, leading to positive changes and possibly even peace in Yemen. Nevertheless, rebuilding education is easier said than done. There are numerous obstacles to overcome. Firstly, in order for Yemen government and volunteering charities to start making a difference, they are in need of some serious financial aid. Without the right funds, they are unable to provide educational resources for the children, as well as actually affording to rebuild the schools. The Global Coalition to Protect Education from Attack state that unpaid and insufficient teacher salaries are another serious challenge and have resulted in teachers striking and leaving the profession to find alternative employment. Another issue that may be faced when trying to rebuild education is the struggle to help resettle the children. They have been through numerous traumatic experiences and have watched their schools be destroyed and possibly been caught up in the crossfire. With such bad experiences, it will be hard to encourage those children to overcome their fears and start attending school again. Parents may also find it hard to send their children off to school without the guarantee that they will be safe and return home. Therefore, a lot of work needs to be put into rebuilding education in Yemen. It will not be a quick process, but it is manageable within time. To help make a change and reassure parents and students that they will be safe when attending school, the Yemen government and the international community need to ensure that children are being protected by law. The Yemen government has started taking steps towards ensuring children's and teachers' safety by endorsing the Safe School Declaration, which provides Yemen with the opportunity to express political support for the protection of students, teachers and schools during times of armed conflict. The declaration expresses the importance of the continuation of education during armed conflict. Showing teachers, students and parents that they are being supported and protected by the government will help to regain trust and encourage children to start attending school again. Additionally, numerous charities such as UNICEF and Sabre Relief are working hard day after day to support children on their journey through education. As discussed previously, the charities are filled with volunteers who provide all-round support for the children and their families. They also help to train teachers and fund their salaries. Although so many people are trying to help, the Yemen education system is still in pieces. There is still a long way to go, and with the ongoing conflict, it is impossible to determine when things may start looking up for the children of Yemen. But it is important that people continue to try and don't give up on providing the children of Yemen with the education they deserve.